Good morning all. Student Leaders Investiture will commence in 1 minute. Sit back and enjoy.
Over the past year, we have faced many tough challenges aboard the Chengyi Hao, but the crew has finally reached the port. The secondary 4 crew members now have to pass the baton to the secondary 3 crew members. Though the new crew is uncertain of what lies ahead, they believe that they are ready to tread that path.
Having gained some valuable experience over the year, the secondary 4 crew members advise the new crew members, the secondary 3 student leaders, to head towards a vantage point, pointing towards the mountain in the distance. The secondary 4 crew members encourage the new crew members to journey to the mountain and climb it, mapping out the rest of their leadership journey from there.
The new crew are apprehensive about the tough journey ahead, but with the captains, Yunin and Yunrei leading them, the secondary 3 student leaders step up to the challenge.
The secondary 4 crew members part with the following words: soar with confidence, lead with courage, 力达他人，成就梦想. And the new crew members set off on their path towards the mountain.
校长、副校长、老师们、同学们早安！欢迎你们参加学生领袖就职典礼2021年。我是来自3层班的刘敬阳。
And I am Jess from Four Sincerities, and today we will be your MCs. We hope that you have enjoyed the introductory video done up by some of our secondary 3 student counselors.
观看刚才的视频后，你们应该听到今年学生领袖就职典礼的主题。
Soar with confidence, lead with courage. Encompasses courage and confidence, which are some of the qualities we hope to see in our student leaders.
力达他人，成就梦想，启智伦理，己欲立而立人，己欲达而达人。意思是帮助他人，成就梦想。Similar to servant leadership, in the process of growing others, we ourselves grow as well.
Alright, good morning everyone. 各位老师们、各位同学们，大家早上好。今天，你们又是在远远的地方，你们都不在学校里边，只有校长，还有副校长跟几位老师，还有几位同事在学校。但是今天我们还是要进行一个非常重要的仪式。Although most of you are not here in school, but today, this morning, it is still a very important moment for all of us because we are still carrying on with our Student Leaders Investiture. To all the Sec 4s, the Sec 4 leaders and in particular, at this point, I really want to thank all of you. In fact, I owe you something. What did I owe you? I also owe you a proper investiture ceremony last year. Right? Because when we held the investiture last year, we just came back from COVID, from circuit breaker. We just resumed the lessons. So I didn't have a proper ceremony for you. We also did it in videos, in various parts of it. But I was very thankful when you were in Sec 3 last year, you went around the different classes to help to facilitate, to make sure that every NCzens get to see all the student leaders being invested, and also all the Sec 4s last year, the Sec 4 leaders who actually stepped down from the position last year, such that every one of them will be recognized, will be acknowledged by all the NCzens and the teachers. So I owe you that ceremony last year, and I still owe you one. But nonetheless, given the limited resources that we had over the past 1 year, and now we're still into this phase where I don't get to see you in school, I still want to thank you really so much that given the limited resources, whatever constraint that we had, you actually led the school well. You helped me to lead the student population so well. And really just to name a few things that you have done, I really want to thank all of you, the Sec 4 leaders, how you actually led your peers and how you actually led your juniors when we launched the school revised vision, mission, and values. It was the first time when I discussed with the teachers, would there be something that I can throw that challenge at all of you? How about getting you to facilitate this very important document that sets the directions of the school? And instead of me just doing it alone, can I get the whole lot of you to help me, to assist me, that everyone in this school will know and will understand what the school, where the school, and how the school is going to go for our next S-curve. You rise up to the occasion for getting the entire school in that conversation and understanding what Mr. Tankaki's values that have actually guided us so well over the years. So that is one example. I also want to thank the Sec 4 leaders. Thank you so much for bringing in the Sec 1s, welcoming them so well at the Sec 1 orientation camp. When I told all of you, we're going to have more than one day. In fact, not just one, not just two, but one whole week of orientation for your new juniors. When the ideas was communicated to you, I think at one point you were like, that is a very long time, Xiao Zhang, right? But given the time and the guidance by the teachers, I think we're most impressed. And I tell you that you can even ask your Sec 1 juniors how much they actually get to learn about the school in a different way, how much they get to love the school within the first week when they are posted, when they reported to us. So these are just two examples that I thought I would want to put it really down. All right, I want to document this and really thank the Sec 4 leaders for rising up to the occasion. And I thought this is very much aligned to the theme that we have set for this year's investiture. All right, in English, we say soar with confidence and you lead with courage. 华语里边讲的利达他人成就梦想。你利达的他人在哪里呢？已经超出你们自己之外。你们帮我把最小的老幺，让他们在最短的时间里边，这个要听一下，好，这个不要剪掉啊，这个保留啊，因为中四的要毕业了，所以我再回到讲那个利达他人的部分。所以中一的同学来的时候，老幺来的时候，对学校是不理解的，但是你们花了很多的心思，让他们来了解学校，让他们知道说升上了中学有什么样的挑战。你们用你们最大的努力，让他们了解辅助活动有哪一些，学校活动有哪一些。我想这个是你们之前的学长跟学姐他们没有办法在这么短的时间里面能够做到的事情。当然另外一个部分，我们讲到成就梦想，这个梦想可能校长说的比较夸张，但是要谢谢你们帮我成就了校长对于学校的愿景，我们的使命，我们的价值观，怎么去达到我们的目标。所以这个里边我也要谢谢你们帮我造就了这个东西啊。所以在这边其实你们要毕业，你们卸下这个任务，你们的学弟学妹有很多东西还是要跟你们学习的。所以我希望说在你们卸任的这当儿，你们卸任的这个当下，不要忘记时时刻刻还是要给你们的学弟学妹一些的指点。Your juniors have big shoes to fill. It is not easy, all right? But I think they will appreciate it if you can still be around. We know you're just a text or a call away, but please adhere to 7 to 7, all right? Make sure they don't call you after 7 p.m., all right? But please continue to give them your guidance. I think that is most valuable. Today, other than me talking to you, right after this, you will also hear another senior who has actually graduated 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago, but we do see her back in school so often that she is still continuing to serve the school. So after me, you will actually hear Ruo Yan. She has been back as one of the volunteers, student volunteers, coming back to guide in the CCA. I think she is a really good model that I thought all of you can follow. When we talk about servant leadership, we are not talking about me or whoever in that position to lead with that prestige. I think many a times we need to understand that when we lead as a leader, we need to take care of the people around us, right? We need to look at their development and growth as well, right? So we will think of others other than just seeing ourselves in that position. And I think this applies to every single one of us, even if you are not appointed. That you, as a responsible self, how would you exercise, right? This self-discipline, this servant leadership in you that will benefit everyone around you. Right? I shall cut my speech short because we have a very packed schedule, we have a very packed program for this morning. But at this point, once again, thank you to the senior student leaders and welcome on board to the junior ones. 今天拿到了正式的受聘的书了哈，就是要开始做工了。好好做，好好学，好好成长。OK， 好，大家爱我南侨，谢谢。
Good morning, Miss Xiao, Madam Chow, Mr. Cheong, teachers and NCzens. I'm Royan. And I'm truly honored to be back here at Nanqiao, though virtually, to celebrate this investiture with you. To tell you a bit more about myself, I was a student here at Nanqiao from 2015 to 2018. Later on, I went to Nanyang Junior College, which is probably some of your ideal school in the future, because it was mine. I took my A-levels last year, and now I'm waiting to start university at NUS. So, why am I here? Nanqiao has been a big part of my life ever since I stepped into the school in Sec 1. And even till now, I've been helping out with our school's Red Cross unit as a volunteer instructor. So recently, I was very happy to be invited back to make this speech, and I thought, what better way to give back to Nanqiao than to share my experiences in the form of 3 stories so that we can all soar with confidence and lead with courage. Soar with confidence, lead with courage. Frankly, that is not what I embody at all, because I was timid and afraid of trying new things. So what's surprising was that 4 years ago, I became the chairperson of our school's Red Cross unit. And so I started wondering, wow, Royan, how were you so brave to take on this position? Was it because I had no choice? No. Was it passion? Definitely, but not that. Was it because I believed in myself? Oh yes, correct. Self-empowerment. I had the courage to lead a CCA because of the confidence I gave myself. So remember, you leaders were chosen because there is something special about you. Which is why empowering yourselves to make your marks is so important. So now that we have empowered ourselves, let's take a look at what leading should look like. Here's a story 2 years ago. I did a work attachment at Tan Tock Seng Hospital where I job shadowed a dietitian. While we were on the topic of diabetes, the dietitian asked me, if a patient has diabetes, but only wants to eat ice cream and nothing else, would you give him the ice cream? I said no, but in my mind I actually went, doesn't giving him ice cream worsen his diabetes, right? But guess what? The dietitian shook her head, because she says that although he has diabetes, our main priority is still to make sure that he gets to eat. If we don't even give him the ice cream, he would starve and let alone recover from diabetes. After hearing that, I was mind blown, because this incident taught me the importance of helping people based on what they need, and not what we think is beneficial for them. Don't you think we forget about this sometimes? And this can be applied to leadership too, in school. So for the Sec 3s, the new leaders of the school, it can definitely be exciting to start taking charge, or If you are like me, it can be scary at times. But we know that you want to do your best for your CCA. However, in taking over, let's first take a step back to truly understand what each and every member of your CCA needs. While it is the duty of a leader to understand, it is the ability to do so that isn't just the leaders. It is yours too. And by yours, I mean the Sec 1s, the Sec 2s, and the unappointed Sec 3s. To explain what I mean, here is another story. This happened in Nanqiao, and it was near National Day, so I was rehearsing for the National Day parade in school. Unfortunately, I was feeling quite unwell that time, and during one of the breaks, I felt rather weak, so I rested my head on the table. And many people saw it, but only one junior came up and asked me, "Are you okay? Can you go on?" Okay, honestly, I felt quite paiseh about it because I, the senior, was supposed to be looking after the junior instead of the other way round. But it touched me that a junior, free of the obligation to care, was the one who really showed concern. I was inspired to carry on this spirit for caring for others, even when I'm not the one in charge. Because emotional support is an impactful mode of empowerment. This is something anyone can do because you just have to be there. Which is why this Student Leaders Investiture is not just about the leaders. It is also about you and what you can do to push your juniors and peers along with you in this journey. Leadership isn't about the position, but rather the action. My last story is for the Lao Das of Nanqiao, the Sec 4s. So this story starts off with a casual conversation I had with another volunteer instructor on our way back home. So he was telling me that he wasn't confident of his skills, and I said something back in hopes of encouraging him. A few days later, while we were planning for an activity for Nanqiao Red Cross to participate in, I felt worried if we were able to pull off this activity. And then he said something back to reassure me too. Look, I really forgot what I said and what he said because that's why I used the word something. Which brings me to the next point. So I found out that he had a point and I was less worried and more comforted. It was later then he exclaimed, "See, that was what you told me." I was taken aback. Did I say something like this before? I didn't even remember what I said, and I didn't even expect him to remember it too. But he did. And this was the first time I got to experience firsthand how a little action goes a long way. So to you Sec 4s, this little action could mean helping your juniors when they need help. Or it could even mean coming back to your CCAs after you have stepped down to make a difference or make your CCA even better. 勿以善小而不为. These actions may be small, but who knows? You might just leave a spark in someone else's life, just like how I did. Hopefully. As you officially step down from your positions today, never officially stop giving back. Welcome in advance to the Graduate Club, and may we continue to be around for the CCA that we care for. 当领袖的路有苦有乐，曾经经历过的中四生也应该有同感。把什么视为苦，把什么视为乐，全由自己决定。我希望我所分享的这3个故事，能勉励同学们在这段旅程中，把挫折当成利己达人的机会。当然，也不要忘记你身边的同学们，你们彼此的支持与鼓励，是推动你们勇往直前的动力之一。I understand that it is now full HBL at school, so it is definitely challenging to execute your plans for your CCAs, or even organize farewell parties or POPs for the Sec 4s. I do hope that it is through these times that you could find creative ways to bring your CCAs together and create new, special moments that you could all look back on and go, I did that in the middle of a pandemic. While you explore the possibilities of online activities, do also focus on your studies and help one another when in need. And of course, enjoy the few more minutes of sleep you can get because of full HBL. 己欲立而立人，己欲达而达人，力达他人，成就梦想，从你开始做起。Thank you。
谢谢若英的致辞。接下来，让我们邀请第18届学生理事会主席。
Let us welcome Leonard to give us a few words.
Good morning, Miss Xiao, Madam Chow, Mr. Cheong, teachers and NCzens. I am Leonard Peck, the advisor of Cheng Yi Hao, as well as the president of the 18th Student Council. As we dock our ship, this marks the closure of our journey together. A year ago, I was standing on stage, and I vividly recall that it was in that very moment when I received my letter of appointment that I felt a flurry of emotions, of accomplishment and of anxiety. Accomplishment, knowing that every effort that I put into council has led up to this very moment. And of anxiety because, like all other newly appointed student leaders, I felt a heavy weight of expectations lying on my shoulders as I realized that I had become the president of the student council, and I had to face every single challenge that a year would pose. The past year was an uphill battle for our dear secondary 4 student leaders. We all had to tide through a worldwide challenge that is COVID-19. And with the onset of the coronavirus came in the safe management measures. This meant that the student leaders had to modify many of our school annual events as well as the initiatives. For me, I would have never have thought that the student council would move from face-to-face meetings to online meetings. And as for my CCA, badminton, we usually play mass games like Running Man as well as mass dodgeball for our annual bonding activity. However, this was no longer feasible. And thankfully, because of our dear captains, Andrea and Hen Yi, as well as the vice captains, they put in so much effort into planning the CCA camp over the holidays, even executing dry runs. They have managed to weave in new icebreaker games such as Conversation A to Z, relay games, and even modifying some of the mass dodgeball and Running Man to make it fun and exciting and safe for everyone. And because of this, we have experienced the camp that we all had been anticipating for, and the essence of the camp was preserved. So I believe that this had been the story of all our student leaders this past year, facing the challenges but eventually conquering them. So I would like to thank all of our secondary 4 student leaders for putting in your best in the past year and contributing back to the school. As graduating student leaders, I believe that we have earned the respect and trust of the people around us, and we can graduate knowing that we have left our mark. So thank you for all of your contributions. While we have had quite the journey this past year, we have finally docked our ship and we are ready to pass on the baton to the next batch of student leaders who will be embarking on a new chapter of our journey, ascending up a mountain to reach a higher vantage point and charting a course for the future of Nanxiao High School. Having been through a similar journey, I will say that it may be difficult, but it is not impossible. So now Sec 3s, let's have confidence in your abilities, because us, your seniors, juniors, peers, and even your teachers have trusted you to soar with confidence, lead with courage. And with this new batch of leaders all fired up and ready to impact you, NCzens, let us give them the fuller support by showing them and giving them our words of encouragement and participating actively in whatever they have to offer. Well, NCzens, besides supporting the leaders around you, you too can be a leader. Every single leader has first led themselves before being nurtured into capable and courageous leaders. For example, my friend Isabel Wong from For Sincerity is an art student, and she shows self-leadership through her passion for art and her artworks. Isabel loves drawing and derives her passion for art from the satisfaction she gets every single time she manages to draw a piece better than the previous one. And because of this, I've seen her artwork improve over the years, from simple cartoon characters to lifelike drawings that made it into the chrysalis and even the Sec 4 bio practical cover. I remember once when she told me and when she showed me a picture of a castle. And at first I wondered to myself, and I even said it to her, why would you print this? And to my surprise, she actually drawn the castle by herself. She put in hours of time and effort into it to make it as realistic and as perfect as possible. That's why Isabel, through her passion for art and a continuous strive for excellence, manages to draw every single art piece better than the previous one, even though no one asked her to. That's why, by finding your passion and have a continuous strive for excellence and improvement, you too can be a leader that lead yourself well. To soar with confidence, lead with courage is an ideal that I, along with my counselors and teachers, believe in and truly aspire to. With confidence, you have faith and trust in your capabilities to excel in whatever you do. And with courage, you'll be able to step out of your comfort zone to seek to impact those around you. Like Andrea and Hen-Yi, they have the courage to face the challenges head on and to deliver the best possible CCA camp. And like Isabel, she has the confidence in herself to strive for excellence and continuously improve herself. Looking back at my own one-year journey, I never regretted the decision of becoming the Student Council President, because I've come to realize that many of the student leaders will have similar experiences like I did. At first, standing on stage, feeling nervous about the year to come, but in the end, feeling a sense of satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment. So, do not feel too intimidated about the challenges that you'll be facing, because it'll be worthwhile at the end of your journey to see the impact that you have made and the progress that you have achieved. So nonetheless, be it you're the president, vice president, or even just a member of your organization or CCA, remember to soar with confidence, lead with courage, because I believe that every single one of you can embody the spirit of confidence and courage. Thank you.
谢谢隆恩。接下来，让我们观看班级理事会和学生理事会仪式的简短视频剪辑。
现在，让我们观看学生领袖以及他们的课程辅助活动。
First up, we have the bicultural ambassadors. They have done so much over the past few years to share with us more about the Chinese culture. Additionally, they have organized many different activities for us to appreciate the Chinese culture in a fun and enriching way. For example, through the East Meets West competition.
Bicultural ambassadors has hosted a lot of trainings within the school, such as the one on the 24节气. This allows the school to better understand the Chinese traditions. Fulfilling.
接下来是社区服务代表， 通过不同的社区服务活动，如 YFC 和今年的嘉年华，他们为社区付出了很多努力。
I think what is unique about SLC is that we get to plan service learning related initiatives. So it is actually a platform for us to be able to help others in the community to a much larger degree, as well as spread the culture and importance of service learning to our school.
I think what's unique about SLC is that we don't just impact the student population in Nanqiao High School, but we also go outside of school to collaborate with other organizations and hopefully make a positive impact on our beneficiaries.
Hardworking, nice, efficient, casual,
supportive.
Having an open mind, having good communication skills, as well as being able to step out of your comfort zone.
Gratitude, confidence, and empathy.
You have to be good at planning, a team player, and dedicated.
Passionate, confident, and empathetic.
Efficient, good communication, and honest.
You have to be generous, responsible, and receptive.
Fruitful, challenging, and valuable.
Precious, enjoyable, and busy.
Engaging, enriching, and meaningful.
Following that, we have the class council. They have put in a lot of effort in taking care of each and every classmate. And they even planned exciting games for our class party during Teachers' Day last year and for our TSI period just a month ago.
I think what inspired me the most were my class council friends in lower sec. They were always very supportive and never failed to put themselves out there for the class, even if it meant that they had to sacrifice their time. Furthermore, their ability and confidence to lead the class was something that I really looked up to and would like to become in the future. So I guess that's why I decided to cherish this opportunity in upper sec and took on the role of being a class council. My journey as a class council so far has definitely been a very fruitful and enriching one. So I've had many opportunities outside of our usual curriculum to pick up many new skills, with leadership and time management leaving the biggest impact on me. Furthermore, I'm also required to participate in various activities, which sometimes even required me to step out of my comfort zone. Thus, they were very, very fun and meaningful at the same time. So overall, I feel that I've grown a lot as an individual, being in class council for 2 years.
Making new friends. I enjoy meeting the classmates of the other class councils and making new friends.
One fun aspect of class council would definitely be working closely with the teachers to cultivate a better and more positive school environment for everyone.
I sometimes give teachers encouragement.
I encourage them when they feel down.
I encourage them.
接下来轮到课程辅助活动了。每个课程辅助活动领袖为了参加比赛、表演和不同的活动，都很努力的练习。
Under clubs and societies, we have Green Club, Infocom, Robotics, Library, Multimedia, Debate, Chinese Calligraphy, Mind Games, and Visual Arts Club. They have participated in various competitions and have initiated many engaging activities within school. For example, the book drive organized by the Library Club, the Earth Day presentation and Kahoot done up by the Green Club, the Mind Games competition organized by Mind Games, and many more.
Foresight. They need to have the end in mind and be prepared for all the worst case scenarios when planning events for the CCA. They also need to have empathy, so they need to understand each member very well to effectively get them to bond with each other.
I feel that we should be patient in guiding the members of our CCA. Secondly, I feel that we should be passionate and enthusiastic, as CCA sessions can be tiring at times, and this will help to hype up the CCA members and make them stay more focused during the CCA.
I will give them a pat on the back and say good job, as I know that they have already tried their very best and that learning from the experience is what makes them the true victor of the competition.
I can stay positive and encourage them to not give up, and I can also encourage them that we can work together and be prepared better for the next competition.
表演艺术团体包括华族舞蹈、现代舞蹈、合唱团、中文戏剧、英文戏剧、弦乐团、管乐团、华乐团。在最近的新加坡青年节汇演，同学们都很努力的练习，最后拿到了优异的成绩。
Yes, it's critical in a performing arts group because if everyone does their own thing, they might as well do it solo, so it defeats the purpose of being in a performing arts group. Coordination and teamwork is the brick and mortar of any performing arts group to put on a spectacular and synchronized performance for everyone to see.
I believe coordination is critical in a performing arts CCA, such that it can deliver better results and compared to doing things individually, we can maximize the potential for each member to shine and bring out the best quality in the team.
I think that every leader has their own unique style of leadership and that different groups of people require different types of leaders. For me personally, I feel that being a good role model and being caring is the key qualities I hope to embody when leading my CCA.
I think that a leader should possess a strong passion for their own CCA in order to inspire, lead and serve. So people should be able to sense a genuine enthusiasm from the leader who should be vocal and be clear with their actions and words. This will allow a CCA to move forward and a leader should be able to bring the CCA to greater heights. Under sports and games, we have badminton, basketball, table tennis, track and field, and wushu. These CCAs have trained tirelessly for the recent national school games and other competitions. Through their blood, sweat, and tears, they have done the school proud.
Giving them speeches during tough times. For example, before a competition match, when we were all very nervous, and some of us didn't even want to play because the opponent was very strong. However, I reminded them of the reason that they joined basketball, and I convinced them that all you have to do is to give your best, and it's not the result that matters, it's the process.
I encourage them and cheer them on and give them the moral support that they need. I think teamwork is critical because it helps to build the chemistry between the players and it contributes to a better gameplay. And I can build on it by communicating more with them so that I can understand their views and opinions.
制服团体包括学生军、学生警察、红十字会和童军。我们每次都能看到他们辛苦的训练，为了展现他们整齐又端正的步操队形，不断地改进他们的技巧。
attributes of the culture of UG include perfection and self-discipline. So, in everything that we do in UG, we always have to be perfect and we always strive for the better. So we keep practicing and practicing until we finally achieve that sense of perfection. Like, take our parades for example. So in parades, there is no room for mistakes, and we keep trying over and over and over again until we finally perfect it, such that we get the sense of achievement and the sense of accomplishment. So, in order to achieve that sense of accomplishment and sense of perfection, you must have that basic self-discipline, push on and strive for the better. We must not give in to our selfish needs, and we will always strive and push on and encourage each other.
Well, I think there are a few attributes to the culture of a UG. So there is pride, there's excellence, and there's also discipline. So for today, I'll only elaborate on pride. So basically, why UG cadets often have pride is because that they all join this UG for a reason, and I believe that they all love this UG. So one such example of showing their pride for the UG is when they wear their uniform pins on their school uniforms. So that is a way for them to display their pride towards the UG. I believe that all the UG members join their respective UGs for a reason. So I think that they all have passion for their UGs and want to excel in their own positions. Another reason why this is so is because that we teach our cadets to be disciplined. So with discipline, they also are willing to strive in their own positions.
So I think that the UG cadets are so dedicated because to me, UG is a family. And as the saying goes, united we stand, divided we fall. In UG, we are always there for each other through thick and thin. So we always push on together as a whole group. We never give up on each other and we will always be there. And that is why I think that the UG cadets are so dedicated to UG.
Next up, we have the sports leaders. Despite this pandemic causing us to not be able to hold school-wide sports events, the sports leaders still managed to find a way for us to enjoy sports events safely and with social distancing. For example, the Excellence Run and the NC Warrior Race.
I think SL has definitely influenced the sporting culture in the school. The main goal for SL is to promote a sporting culture to all NCzens such that they were able to engage in games, sports and games, in a healthy lifestyle. As such, we have come up with initiatives such as NAFA and Warriors that has helped to engage NCzens in a healthy lifestyle.
I think obviously SL has impacted the sporting culture in the school in a way that a lot more NCzens now are playing sports on their own. They take initiative to go and play on their own without us having to really plan much initiatives. However, this is because of the initiatives that we plan that has encouraged more of the NCzens to really try out new sports like basketball, badminton. In fact, I've even seen some of the NCzens before COVID, they were playing table tennis, so it's really heartwarming to see that.
I personally like to view criticism as very emotionally strong constructive feedback. So how does that work? So I believe that people who give this constructive feedback, they have a reason to do so. And I try to find out the reason and come up with a solution with it. So if the solution is logical and feasible, we'll go ahead and carry out the solution.
Personally, I try not to get too affected by criticism, but I definitely understand that criticism, there has to be a reason for criticism. So whenever I hear it, I try to think about what I could have done better in that situation, but not necessarily try and keep it at the back of my head at all times. When I meet that scenario again, I'll remember that criticism, and then in that scenario, I will form out a way where I can perform better.
Thinking about COVID-19, it really does annoy me a little, as honestly, sports leaders plan a lot of activities where it requires many large scale and no masks, and all these SMN measures really impacted all these initiatives. So I feel that yes, it does really make our initiative less impactful, but nonetheless, sports leaders still will be thinking of other initiatives to make the scale smaller and think of ways to adapt to these SMN measures.
Okay, it has impacted my role a lot. So before that, my role was just to plan these set initiatives, the same initiatives over and over again every single year. But of course, because of COVID, we stay at home, we cannot plan these physical events. So we are really forced to think out of the box and think of ways that we can still continue to engage the NCzens without compromising safety of everyone else.
最后是学生领袖会，为了给学生们更愉快的校园生活，他们付出了很多时间和精力，计划并执行了许多校内活动，例如中医迎新会、友谊日、教师节等等。
I think that one aspect that Student Council contribute to is to bring light into NCzens' life. So through innovative school events like Teachers' Day, Friendship Day, all of these events get to make NCzens' school life a bit more exciting than usual.
Other than the daily duties that our counsellors do, we also create many events for you to show gratitude to your friends, such as Friendship Day, or show gratitude towards your teachers, such as Teachers' Day. Moreover, we also take care of your well-being and create facilities for your comfort.
I think I will give myself an 8 out of 10. For myself, I think that my leadership capabilities have really improved since last year. For example, giving morning sharings as well as giving an open house speech and live Q&A session really helped me to gain confidence and improve my ability to speak eloquently.
I will rate it at an 8 for now because through all the events that we have organised in the past 2 years, I believe that I've grown quite a bit. However, I believe that there's always room for growth, and that's why I'm leaving the 2 points out.
Of course, we had to plan around the SMM measures, which made it more challenging. For example, last year, after the circuit breaker, we had Teachers' Day and SLI, which were both held online instead of the usual offline ceremonies. And these made these events harder to plan. However, we made the best out of the circumstances that we had and tried to make the events as engaging as possible.
Yes, definitely. Many of our events have been badly affected by the COVID-19 because we had to factor in SMM into all of our events. One such example was the SOC 2021. This caused many issues because of the SMM issue. However, we did not give up and we persevered and we came up with different ways that we can carry out the camp, and we still managed to bring smiles to the Sec 1s this year.
Wow, that certainly was a lot of group of student leaders.
是的，哇，时间过得好快啊！学生领袖就职典礼已经到了尾声。
Wow, 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 how time just flies by so quickly. Now, let us invite the 19th president of the Student Councils, Yunin, to share with us what she has for us.
Good morning, Ms. Xiao, Madam Chow, Mr. Cheong, teachers, and NCzens. I'm your newly elected president of the 19th Student Council, Yunin. The Changi Hao has been docked by the sea, and it's time for us secondary threes to take over and continue on their legacy. Before I express my heartfelt gratitude to the Sec 4s who will be stepping down soon, let me share a personal story of mine. 当我刚参加学生理事会时，我对这个新的环境非常的陌生。幸好我的学长学姐们非常的亲切，非常的照顾我们。虽然我们刚认识不久，但是他们很有耐心地解释给我们学生理事会的规则，一步一步引导我们。我想你们也和我一样，能回想起我们当初刚参加某个社团、某个小组的时候，学长们给我们的引导或劝告。因此，我想借用这个机会来代表所有的学生们，来感谢我们的中式学长学姐们。I would now like to share with you two key insights that I have picked up as a team member as well as a newly appointed leader. Firstly, I would like to share with you the importance of leading by example. I remember I was not the best at wushu. However, whenever we had breaks, I would go to the side and practice my own Tao. Despite not saying anything, my teammates eventually picked up their own weapons and went to the side to practice as well. This is what it means by leading by example, because the notion of actions speak louder than words. I would also like to add on that I believe leadership is about the influence and our actions on the people around us. Hence, I will hope that all of us student leaders can continue to lead by example and model the way. Secondly, I would like to emphasize on the importance of bottom-up leadership. It's the type of leadership where we communicate with our team and give them a voice during decision making. Before we start to achieve our greater heights, we should always try to ensure that we have a strong footing within our own respective groups and CCA first. All of us have just stepped up to become new leaders. However, we can always start by meeting up with our teammates frequently and asking for their opinions. This will allow us to find out what is truly needed by our CCA before finding different ways to improve from there. We have also received many lessons, feedback, and guidance from our seniors. So let us take this feedback positively and to find out how we can improve our groups better. Lastly, I hope that we will be courageous in whatever that we do and not be afraid to pursue our ideal vision and not be afraid to try out new things. Hence, I hope that all of us student leaders can also try to adopt bottom-up leadership as well. Last but not least, I hope that we student leaders can work towards achieving our final goal, which is being able to leverage on each other's strengths and complement each other's weaknesses. I hope that moving on, we will be able to work together more. One such example was the SOC 2021, where we were able to work with service learning champions, bicultural leaders, sports leaders, as well as our uniform groups as well. I hope that we can continue to use SOC as our example as we continue to work together more harmoniously. I hope that we can continue to place NCzens' benefit and welfare as our first priority as we place their interests before ourselves. Just like how the previous batch took up this role with fiery passion within them, I know that we can do it as well. So, let us try our best regardless of the challenges that we may face in the future and take this baton from the seniors and continue to chart the course for the future of NCzens. Thank you.
谢谢莹莹。现在结束这个学生领袖就职典礼之前，让我们看看学生领袖宣读学生领袖誓言。
The student leaders of NCzens High School solemnly and sincerely pledge that we will always model the way with sincerity and perseverance. We will uphold the school's name and tradition, serving the school with honor. We will endeavor to lead, inspire and bring out the best in others.
We have come to the end of this Student Leader Investiture, and we'd like to thank all student leaders and teachers for being a part of this investiture, as well as you NCzens for watching it.
我们希望你们从这个学生领袖就职典礼学到了一些东西。最重要的是，就算你不是一个学生领袖，但是你还是你自己的领导者。
Soar with confidence, lead with courage. 力达他人，成就梦想。Thank you everyone, and we hope you have a great day ahead.